He says, well, there's a couple requirements. Do you have any problems being a corpsman trained guy? Won't be your primary job. You'll still be a bosun mate. No, I don't have a problem with that. He said, how about an emergency dental tech? I'm like, yeah, I got a multi-tool. I'm sure I can pull teeth. And he kind of laughed at that. So I go through all this bullshit, and boom, I get orders to go down to Naval Station Rodman, Panama Canal, Pacific Coast side. Well, in the meantime, I was dating this chick that my buddy introduced me to, going up to his sister's house. And we decided to get married. Stupid fucking mistake on my part. We end up getting married. We go to my mom and dad's for 30 fucking days. And then we ship out, we go down to Panama. Nobody meets me at the airport. You know, and I go to the Air Force Base desk. I give them my name, I give them my orders, and they go, we have no idea who the fuck you are. Which just enhances the idea that, oh, this is a super secret mission I'm going on. Thinking Ollie North, you know. So they call the Navy base, and the Navy base says, we don't have any clue who the fuck this guy is. So I talked the Air Force Police into, dude, give me a ride to the Navy base. I'm sure we can solve this bullshit. So they did. And I get to the base admin office. They look at my orders. They look at their paperwork because they didn't have computers back then. They're like, we don't have anything on you. I'm like, okay, whatever. So give me a place to sleep. We'll figure this out tomorrow. And I'm only an E5 at the time. Second class petty officer. So they're like, roger that. So they take me way out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere in my mind. Put me up in a two-man barracks. You know, you got so many square feet, but the ceiling was like 10 feet tall, but it was narrow like a motherfucker. Bunk beds. But with the ceiling being so tall, it qualified for the square footage of acceptable quarters. I'll never forget that shit. Because I actually discussed it with them, and nah, that didn't work. So, long story short, the base takes me in and says, you're now going to be a Navy policeman. I said, fine, I got all kinds of experience as shore patrol. No, you're not shore patrol. You're going to be a Navy police, like this guy right here. You're actually going to be a Navy cop. But in order for you to do that, we have to send you up to Lakehurst, New Jersey to learn how to be a Navy cop. Okay, fine, I get to school. Which I'm pretty cool with, you know, more school. So I go up there, and I'm up there for 3 months. I make it through. Hey, that's a cool new engine. So I make it through that. I go back down to Panama. Boom, I'm a Navy cop. So I report into the Rodman Naval Station Police Department. Throw in my orders. And what do? Rookie recruit out of the police academy, taught by the New Jersey State Patrol, and you're going to be a watch commander. I'm like, I've never done this before. Well, we don't care. Which it ended up turning out that I excelled at, believe it or not. That was really good. And I had 5 civilian cops under me, which was kind of neat. So I walked out of there with 2 Navy Achievement Medals, and then I came up for orders. And the command kept telling us, when you're coming up for orders, don't call your detailer. We're gonna set your shit up. So the next thing I know, I get orders to USS Eisenhower, a bird farm. Now keep in mind that since we had the Panama invasion down there, our shore duty was turned into arduous duty. So it counted as sea time. So out of 15 and a half years in the Navy, I ended up spending 12 and a half years at sea. But anyway, I got these orders to USS Eisenhower, and I went straight into the captain. Well, I went through his secretary, and he was in Airedale, Brown Shoe. And he says, "What's your problem with these orders?" I said, "Captain, I am not a brown shoe." So he said, "What do you want?" I said, "I want shore duty somewhere in the Midwest." So he ended up getting me orders to Memphis, Tennessee. Which that turned out to be a pretty cool job. I pushed reserves. And about then, Gulf War I fucking broke out. So here I was, these fucking reservists out to fill the ships. And I had called my detailer and said, dude, instead of sending them, why don't you send me? I'm better than 3 of these motherfuckers. Nah, you're not going nowhere. You're going to push these little motherfuckers. You're going to push these guys out there, and I expect you to train them. Oh, fuck, I wasn't a trainer. But a lot of them guys used to come up to me when I was in Millington and said, what am I to expect? You've been to war. I said, expect the fucking worst. They're out to fucking kill you. Get used to it. You're in the military. That's what they all do. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, let's get past Millington. I got a lot of awards out of Millington. Because I was just badass. And my captain there was like, where do you want to go? He said, I want a pre-commissioning unit. Same thing I tried out in San Diego. With the minesweepers. And I always had a penchant for small ships. Yeah. There weren't any small ships at the time. So I got a pre-com unit on the USS Vicksburg, which was an Aegis cruiser. Now that turned out to be a pretty interesting deal. Because one of my buddies from down in Panama, we had reconnected and we were both coming up on orders at the same time, and he said, what are you gonna do? I said, I'm trying to get a pre-com. He said, well, let me know. His name was Craig. So I called him up and I said, I got orders to the USS Vicksburg being built in Pascagoula, Mississippi. So he tried for orders and he got it too. So he came down there. Well, we reported aboard, and there was an E6, one rank higher than us, that he was a complete doofus dumbass. Had no fucking idea what he was doing. And the E5s, I think there were 4 or 5 of us. We took it over, and that E6 was basically, we kicked him to the fucking curb. So did the captain of the ship. He had had nothing but soft fucking duty. And NT8 turned out to be the prick of the 5 E5s, because I'd been in war, and I was Craig's boss down in Panama, and he just didn't have the nuts to be an asshat like I was. Because I really didn't give a shit. I was like, alright, you bitches. We're going on a ship. We're going on a ship of war. And you're going to learn how to fight. And I don't mean physically fight, but ship fight. So we'll be back in a while.